All right, that's it. The computer's dead. I can't watch my stupid movie. It's actually a pretty good movie. I mean, as far as stupid movies go, it's extremely well made, and the chick is cute. And I've seen her in other stuff, and the guy who plays the asshole guy is kind of famous for playing the asshole guy, which is funny as an actor if that's your job is to play the asshole guy because you might not actually be an asshole. I've been in a little bit of stuff, and I played the villain guy, and it's very fun to play the villain guy. It's a good role, and his face is just made for it. His face just looks like an asshole guy. No offense, he's a very cute guy, I'm sure, but he's probably typecast at this point. Poor guy. Maybe he can increase his range as an actor, but now I'm just left with my phone. This is the only battery I have left with any power on the entire place. Like the whole forest just has this phone. This is my last ability to record anything, which is great. I guess it's a new level of low, but maybe it's a new level of awesome. In fact, I have a candle. It's a container candle, meaning that there's glass and there's wax in it with a wick. And if I light that candle, I will have light. I'm going to light that candle tonight. Maybe. I don't want to commit to anything, especially not to some random people on a video. But, and I think I have some other candles too. And candles aren't bad. I'm not anti-candle. I just, really like LED lights and solar stuff. But all that shit's going to go away in the future anyway. And so I do think about, pardon me, I got some issues. But, I want to collect all the plants in the world that can make wax for candles, that could be combustible, that could be useful. And there's a bunch of them. There's like more than I know about. I know about a bunch, and I have a spreadsheet and some, messy text documents. But if we can actually collect all the plants in the world that serve us for the energy needs we think we have, then we could serve our needs in the absence of the magic electricity we have. And the only way you're actually going to think about that is if you don't have the easy energy. And that is the essence of how I live. That's the essence of the experiment that I am, is to fail at civilization, to fail at using the easy energy of fossil fuels so that it forces me to be innovative. I'm the perfect fucking dude for that. And I do have some candles around somewhere. And, probably what I'm going to do is just drink a bunch of beer because I bought some today and not give a shit because that's a lot easier. But I do still have notebooks and I still got pen and paper. And so as my computer is now dead and has no charge and I have no way to charge it, I will return to the old technology. Because there was a lot of smart people who wrote really smart things under what we would consider very difficult conditions. They wrote about freedom. They wrote about predictions of the future. Malthus wasn't wrong. He just didn't see the big picture. And he didn't predict fossil fuels. That was his biggest probably fuck up, was Malthus. I don't know what his first name was. Sorry. We're not on a first name basis. But the guy that predicted that civilization would fall because population would grow too much for the resources available was not wrong. It has happened. It is happening. You're watching it happen. Malthus was a prophet. And people make fun of him because it didn't happen in the time frame that he predicted. And it's kind of normal for futurists to predict things that will happen in their own lifetime. I have fallen for that myself, and I do consider myself a futurist, a person who tries to predict the future, a prophet, if you will. And you will predict that I'm a prophet in the future, when later I am dead and I predicted the future. Rah. I'm just fucking around. But that's what will happen. Because I can see the future, because the future is not even fucking hard to see. Malthus might have been wrong in his timing, but it's obvious he was correct. You cannot continue to grow in a finite world. And there's plenty of books on that. There's old books on that. There's new books on that. I mean, it's just like you just don't want to believe it because you can't believe in the death of civilization. You are in denial of death. You're in denial of your own death. Accept death. Understand that's what's going to occur. But the death of civilization is actually optional. We don't have to die as a civilization and a species. And I'm not saying it even matters if we do. I mean, like, really, what does it fucking matter if we all died off? I mean, all the other Homo sapiens, no, they weren't Homo sapiens, they were homos. That sounds offensive, but it's not. It's not offensive on various levels. But anyway, there were other humans that existed. Humanoids? No, they were humans. There are ape brothers and sisters, and we've discovered more of them. It's not just Neanderthals, who we probably killed off, but then there's these other people we keep finding, and we do the genetic analysis, and we find out, wow, there's other people who are like us. And it's like, wow, that's really interesting, isn't it? Well, yeah, it's fucking interesting as shit. Like, because you got to wonder, like, who are we? And there was these cool hobbit people, Florensis, Homo Florensis or something. I don't trust what I'm saying. I don't know how to pronounce things. But, and then there was this other one, and then there was another one they just found. And you go look this shit up, man. It'd be very fun. The point is that this is educational for us when wondering who we are. Because even if we study like bonobos, chimpanzees, or other apes, we can think, what does this mean for who we are? Well, guess what? There's a bunch of people who didn't live, that went extinct, that were more like us. And boy, would it be so cool if they still existed. Like if we could take their DNA and reproduce them, which might become possible someday. I mean, we're not dead yet. Civilization hasn't fallen yet. And our science is, super magically cool. So who knows? Maybe we could bring back some other versions of humans and stick them in a very willing, strange chick who is willing to do it, to host them. And that sounds scary as shit. I mean, I think pregnancy is scary anyway. But if you were actually a woman who was willing to host a, genetic reproduction of another type of human, that'd be pretty brave. Actually, that'd make a really good movie. It could be comedy, it could be speculative fiction, also known as sci-fi often. It could be a documentary about the possibilities of it all and documenting the bizarre experience that some really weird, cool woman would be willing to host a genetic recreation of what humans have been, what other humans have been. Like Homo florensis sounds easy because it sounds small. Maybe the birth wouldn't be that bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is even possible. Could you even do it? And of course, that being would be in the womb of a Homo sapien woman who would have different hormones and stuff than the other one was in. So genetically they might be the same, but from the very beginning they would be very different than what we are. That's okay. It's no problem. It just means that we should understand that they're not quite the same as whatever the hell was. And I mean, there's like five or six different types of human us things. I see. I know I sound dumb. It's just because I don't know the right terms. It doesn't mean I'm dumb. It just means I don't know the right terms. But hominoids, is that right? That sounds good. I don't want to call them homos. To call them homos sounds like I'm like anti-homosexual, because that's something I've been called all my life as a faggot and a homo. Shit, I'm not supposed to say that word. But no, people have always said I'm that. And it's because I'm a weird dude who doesn't care about sports and cars, and nor am I on Team Man particularly, although the activities of Team Woman are not really very encouraging to be on their team either. It's really kind of on anti-human team at this point. And I really would like to like women a lot more than I do. In fact, actually, no, I take that back. I'm not interested in women. I could be interested in like 0.001% of women. Like, because I don't like most people in general. But if there was a few women out there who were actually rational, kind, nice people who were ethical and wonderful, and also happened to have the kind of equipment that makes my base level maleness be excited, then I would enjoy that. That's about as pornographic as I get. I don't know how anyone couldn't find me funny. I'm hilarious. Anyway, so now I'm just talking on my phone, the last thing I have charged. And tomorrow's another day. Fuck. It's good, it's good. I've always wondered about my death and how it will happen. And this is my electrical death. My electrical death. And civilization itself is going to have to deal with their electrical death, whether it's from one solar storm that just hits them hard and goes, gar, yar, I destroy all your electrical shit in one big blow, in which case billions will die, or the slow electrical death of not having fossil fuels to power your civilization that is in such a weak and fragile position that you will slowly fail. That's the current path. And of course, there's potential earthquakes and volcanoes and other options for a more rapid death. But the one you can be sure of is your slow death, the slow death of your civilization. And hopefully it's kind of slow so that we can adjust to it. Although there are enough evil people in the world who control everything that I kind of almost think, this is controversial and perhaps difficult to even say, this is not overall true. I want people to do well. I don't want them to suffer. But in some ways, it's like you have done everything you can to fuck the world over for so long that I kind of want you to get fucked. Because you deserve it. You deserve to be fucked over and have all your children die because you've been so fucking stupid and evil and oppressive. But that's only a tiny bit of what I think, and I mostly don't want any of that. I want you to find a better way. I want to help you along that way. I want to support your children and have them have a future that is amazingly wonderful, where the oceans are full of life and the forests flourish again, and there's wildlife, and probably a lot less population on the planet, which the one good thing that you're doing is reproducing less. And I understand there's articles written about that say, oh my God, there's less people reproducing. It's a huge problem. And it's like, it's not a problem. That's a good path to take. It's really good if you don't reproduce personally, and you be a good uncle, you be a good aunt, you be a good cousin, and you take care of the kids and educate them and make them powerful and awesome. Please do that. And plant food forests. Change everything about your civilization so it's actually sustainable. You can do it. And I'm telling you how to do it as best I can. And I hope you listen to other people who understand the process we're going through, that we're going through the collapse of civilization. The ship is going down, metaphorically, because it's the planet. The civilization that you have built off of fossil fuels is going to die. So what are you going to do in that process? And so the ship sinking is an analogy, metaphor, analogy, something like that. And you actually have many more options than that. That's a very simplistic analogy. You have so many options for doing awesome shit. You can teach your children how to germinate seeds and make plants from cuttings, and we can, kill off the evil. Be careful with that shit, because you're someone else's evil, and there's going to be violence. I know it's going to happen, but it's not the most useful thing for us to do. Like, massive awakening of consciousness would be way cooler than mass violence. But since the world is based entirely on mass violence and oppression, it's very likely that there's going to be more of it. It's just noticing how things are kind of thing. But I would really prefer the kind of hippie, yay, plant stuff solution set than the let's all kill and cannibalize each other kind of direction we're going to probably go. So, good luck. God, I really try so hard to be optimistic and nice. I try as hard as I can. I hope you're trying as hard as you can, because I'm fucking at my limit, I mean, this phone's even going to die. And I look forward to it. I look forward to having no electricity within 2 kilometers of me. And then I'm going to immediately try and fix that, because I don't want it. I want to stay in contact. I want to be an amazing social revolutionary that offers other options and viewpoints, and I want to help out. That's my goal. But it is funny to reach kind of electricity death. I wish I had a cool game on my phone I could play or something. I don't even think I have that. I have like lame games on my phone. But I do have paper, and I could actually read a book. And I guess I'm lying a little bit. I have some light bulbs, rechargeable light bulbs that still have light. And I do have candles. So I could still read, and I could still write. And so even after electricity death, total electricity death, I can still produce information. And all these people, we read their books from 200 years ago, 400 years ago. They were really smart. And they also had a lot of time to think. They didn't have a lot of time to watch YouTube videos about dumbass shit. Because they didn't have YouTube channels about dumbass shit. So maybe the total breakdown of my electrical system will actually cause me to get into some thought things that I couldn't have done before. And I know that a lot of what I've created, I could never have thought of or created if I was still in the industrial world of easy electricity and easy resources. So I already know that I am created by a lack of opulence. And so even though it hurts to be offline, which I am now, and even though it's going to hurt when I have no more electricity at all, maybe there's some kind of enlightenment there. There's some kind of understanding and things that I don't now understand what I will find. It seems like death. It is industrial world death to just break completely away. But maybe that is where I will find something the most interesting. Or I'll just fucking die. I don't really give a shit. So, good luck to us all. Goodbye.